Yeah, basically.
We got figured out.
That's great.
So yeah.
You know what's great? The fact that you're here.
I feel pretty good about it. I'm a little nervous.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. No need to feel nervous.
Well, everyone, welcome to episode 6.
Whomst. Sick.
Whomst.
Guest Whomst.
Oh, Whomst. Yeah.
Whomst. Y'all probably get it by now. If you haven't, then the fuck are you doing? Just get it together. We're trying to make a joke and y'all are sitting there trying to ask us questions. Have you not ever seen the meme? Have you not? Okay, go ahead.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Today we have Chad Self, aka Chad Shot It.
What's up?
Glad you're here, Brother Chad.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Local, not for long. Why don't you just introduce yourself?
My name's Chad.
Alright, so yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
That's all.
Alright, that's everything. And
That's all,
here.
folks.
Well, you know what's really funny on my bio, on my company, the Self-Made Drones page, it says, my first name's Chad, but you can call me Chad. That's like my description.
That's
and
pretty good.
I haven't updated it yet. Yeah.
Don't update
look at
it.
that.
Just keep it. So you are a...
Oh, videographer, yes. Videography, photography, business entrepreneur, not a handyman with tools at all.
So you're one of them there, like, lenses and recordings and
Yeah.
moving pictures guy.
Yep, quite a bit,
I
yeah.
respect that.
I prefer the moving action and not so much the still action.
he shoots the kind of videos that don't involve a couch.
That is very true, yes.
Anything else, he's your guy.
Yeah, I would have liked to have a couch here, but I think it would be a little misleading to people that we bring up here.
I mean, with the lights and the couch, I would turn around.
I'd say.
They'd be like, how much
I'm
you guys pay
trying to
me
make it
again?
in showbiz.
But yeah, you've only been doing this for a short time, right?
It's kind of funny. I started probably in 2014, where I had a brand, like a name, like a company name, and before then it was just kind of like a hobby thing. It wasn't like anything that I was trying to pursue or anything like that. But February of 2014 is where I came up with the first name, which was Self-Made Drones and Productions. That's like the company name.
Yeah.
So at first it was Self-Made Drones, and then we added in the productions with the more.
Gotta make it official.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Thank you. Well, with last name being Self, quick minor story. My back has Self-Made tattooed on the back of it, and I got that when I was like 18. It's a blur. I don't even remember how or why I got it done. But now it's like free advertisement on my back.
So it was a mistake that turned into a blessing.
It is.
It sounds like that chick that's going to the EMT class with us.
Does she have a tattoo of Self-Made on her back?
She got a tattoo in a different language, and she doesn't know what it means. So she's like...
She had referred to that moment being a blur as well. She also has no regrets tattooed on her foot in Arabic, because she said that she's quote-unquote 25% Arabic.
I'm sure she is.
I'm sure
She sounds very trustworthy.
I was hoping you were going to say no regrets, but...
I mean, it's in Arabic. I could say no
Rag.
I don't think there's a ragrats translation to Arabic, though, is the thing.
I hope nobody noticed that. So yeah, so you're never like doing the same thing, or you do a lot of music videos, but you also...
When I started the music video thing, I was still running with the Self-Made Drones and Productions name, and I started thinking about it. I've got corporate video styles with that company, and then I've got real estate and weddings here and there when I was starting that. And I said, I really need to separate the two. So Mike Will Made It is like one of my favorite producers. Like, I love everything that he does. So I said, what if I do Chad Shot It? And that's kind of where that came from. And I said, okay, so music videos, anything entertainment world style, whether it be clothing or merch coming soon, stuff like that. Ooh. It's going to be Chad Shot It. So just to balance the two a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, the merch thing. We're definitely in the same boat.
I hope so. I mean, there's so many cool things you guys can do. And by the way, killer podcast. Everybody that's watching.
Oh my God, do you mean it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love the episode.
We
It's
did
an
not-
honor to be here.
We did not pay him very much to say that.
Not much. I'm just kidding.
Dylan threatened him.
Dylan
You
got
better- you better get-
super passive aggressive.
You better.
To where it was actually very aggressive.
It would be really cool if we got a compliment while you were here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you to do that though.
Yeah.
But it would be a shame if your tire was popped when you went home.
Yeah. But you all deserve that, though. I mean, to step out of the boundaries, try something different. I don't know any podcast in this area, honestly. I mean, if there is any, I'm really sorry. Market better. But you guys are killing it right now.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing great, so.
And
Oh my God.
what I like about that, how you have noticed that we are doing decent, is that we aren't putting very much thought into it at all.
And sometimes that's best because a lot of entertainment isn't necessarily skill.
Yeah.
It's who you are.
It's about being entertaining.
Yeah, and naturally being entertaining. That's
Yeah.
This
where it
is a
comes from.
very organic podcast
Yeah.
that we do.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing.
Like there's people who work harder than us that like will dedicate their life to, I'm not saying that you don't or other people don't that are successful, but there's people that work 10 times harder than us. But I mean, you can't just become funny. Like, I'm not like glorifying myself, but
I'm just saying, let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
You can't
We're
just-
sucking our own dick 10 inches down and there's only 6 there.
you can't just become likable. You have to just you are or you aren't.
You
can't
can't
take a
like
class.
instill charisma in someone, or you can't like you can't make someone funny, and you can't make someone likable, and you can't like if you're boring, you're just going to be boring.
A very hardworking, boring person.
Yeah.
We're like the Frank Sinatra of depression.
Hashtag born this way.
That's the most like meaningful shit that I've ever heard. I think. I don't know if that's the most insulting or complimenting thing that I've ever heard, but it's one of them.
It's a balance, you know? You gotta balance it all.
Kind of offended,
I was just,
kind of depressed.
yeah, kind of offended, kind of depressed, kind of flattered.
It just means a lot. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
Um,
a lot of it is there.
It
So-
really does, and I also really enjoy the things you've done. And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Actually, no. He hasn't released it yet, but I seen you recorded or videographed Micah's music video.
Oh, did he
It
show you that
looks
project?
so good.
That was a really fun project.
It looks so good.
what made it fun?
You know,
Micah, probably.
yeah,
Micah.
Micah,
Micah
did make it
didn't
fun.
ditch him.
Yeah, Micah.
Micah, did you?
No, he like.
He was
Okay.
only here. Like I
No, he
literally
was
had
here.
like a 45-minute time span to shoot that. So
Yeah, no, I mean he was in town for the funeral, and like we tried to work it out to where he could be able to stop by. He'll actually be by in I think 2 weeks now or a week, but it just didn't work out. So we're just kind of giving him a hard way to go about.
that makes sense.
Him prioritizing his family.
Hey, he can't do anything. He's really far away.
Yeah,
Say what you
Micah,
want.
if you're hearing this, I've always loved you, and I will continue
He just
to always
like
love you.
we invite him onto our podcast, and he's like, "I have my family to worry about." Kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Where
Priorities, bro.
Hey, bro.
your family wasn't with you shooting in the gym, so.
Hey, bro, you want to hang out? Oh, you're in Puerto Rico? That sucks. I'm glad that you care more about Puerto Rico than our friendship is all.
Well, sorry, I can't be Puerto Rico.
This is a continuation from our rant
If
on
you-
episode 2.
If you love Puerto
See
Rico
also
so much, why don't you just
episode
fucking
2 for
marry
more
him?
info.
I can't imagine. You know, when I think like that's crazy that they're doing that. I know he's got a great opportunity there.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense, but that's bold. Like that takes courage to go to a place like that you don't. I mean, I don't know if they speak English or not. I have no idea.
Yeah.
They do.
To
But
be honest, I feel
that
like
makes it a little easier,
in
but-
his situation, he just kept getting fucked. And
Yeah.
had to stay there later.
Yep.
And kept getting fucked to the point where he just embraced it instead of.
He needs to record a Spanish album.
I mean, realistically though, he was given a really good opportunity, and it sucks that it's as far away as it is. I mean, it's like 2,000 miles away or something like that, but it's still like an amazing opportunity for him as himself.
It is. It
For
really is.
anybody who's listening and thinks that we're getting off track and doesn't know what we're talking about, Micah is actually a superhero in Puerto Rico. He's a vigilante.
He went down there and fist fought a bunch of pirates and stopped a war.
He actually stopped the hurricane from happening because he was like punching it. So
there's actually an evil
Complete
sorcerer
diversion.
going there and enchanting trees to attack the local citizens. Micah's putting a stop to that.
Did you know that he's training cobras down there?
Cobras?
Yeah, he trains cobras. A lot of venomous things. I don't know if you heard that.
Are you fist fucking me right now?
Yes. No, I'm not. No. Well, we can.
Okay. Are you joking?
No.
About the Micah training?
Have you seen his pythons? I mean,
I get
he's
it.
training those bad boys every day. Yeah.
This whole time I was like, my dude got a flute now. Or he's doing something.
I haven't seen him in a turban
You see Micah
once.
like staring at a snake and then he's like just
He may be doing that
with
though,
the rhythm.
for all we know.
He's like, alright, Cobra. He go Aquarius dragons. And the Cobra's like, nah son, I'm going home.
He plays the flute. All his albums are named after some variation of dragons.
That he tamed
So
with a flute.
He plays the flute so well that the snakes want to dance enough to grow legs, and they become dragons.
They become the very thing that he names his albums after.
They would actually have to grow legs and wings to technically become dragons.
Well, what about Komodo dragons?
That's a whole nother
Oh
plot
shit.
twist.
Those are actually
what
technically worms.
Really?
WYRM. How about you read a Dungeons and Dragons book, you uncultured fuck?
Fuck.
Yeah, I bet you feel dumb as hell right
Oh
now.
damn! Dude, I was on your side until he said that, and now like he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, even if he's wrong right now, which I'm not going to Google and check. I'm siding with Dylan.
Yeah,
He spoke with conviction.
Anyway,
Said
so
something
how was
about a
your-
book. I'm intimidated.
How was your experience filming Micah's video?
It was great. I actually was privileged to hear a few songs on the album that he's working on, and it's a great song that we
Like
did.
bangers?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I actually... He kind of gave me choices of which song to shoot first, and this was the one that I was gravitating towards because it's just... It kind of reminds me of the 90s. Like, I don't want to give away too much, obviously, but it's great. And this isn't giving away much, but he does this a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it kills me every time I see it. But
Yeah.
it makes sense for him. Like it.
I didn't know Micah could dance. He's too big. I thought he just couldn't. by
He's a
default.
lot bigger now. Like when I saw him, I was like, oh man.
The song is really good, though.
It really is.
I remember the last time I saw him in person, he was just Micah, like typical Micah, and then every time I see him on Facebook, his biceps have grown like 2 inches.
It's true. Very true statement.
So,
The last time I seen Micah, I got a story about Micah really quick, and I don't know if I should say it when he comes on here. I'll just say it now.
wait, real quick. Everybody that thinks that we shouldn't be talking about this person that we all only know and you don't, he'll be on, when did you say? Like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that?
That makes me really excited.
He will be
So
on.
just remember everything because he will be here.
Also,
He's a spin-off character from our thoughts.
if you're curious,
Not next week, but the week after.
and that doesn't satiate your curiosity enough, another hint would be if you see any of us randomly change our profile picture to a beautiful buff black man.
It happens
Because
like
that-
twice a year.
That happens a few times a year.
Everybody does it, like 20
That
people
is
at least.
Last
Really?
time,
Yeah.
like 1,200 people. Not an exaggeration.
I want to
did
do
it.
that.
We should do it after
Oh.
this.
Yeah.
we
after-
should.
after this.
I wonder. Do you think they'd follow?
Oh
They'd
yeah.
probably follow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're like, who is this
It's usually
sculpted?
like around the time that
Beautiful
Micah
man.
uploads a Facebook profile picture. That it, like he'll drop a new profile picture, and if it's got the right vibe to it,
if it's
that's usually
if it's a spicy meatball.
if it's a zesty ass profile picture, that's usually when everyone is just like, yeah, this is mine now too.
What was the story about him?
So, I was in town visiting from Louisiana before I moved back, and Micah called me, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "I'm on your porch." I was like, "All right, I'll go outside," and he was like, He's like, you trying to get something to eat or something? I was like, yeah, dude. Hold on. I'm going to go tell my fiance that I'm leaving. And then I went inside, told her I was leaving, came back outside. And he was like, you paying? And he like said it like a question, but it was a statement, I think. He was like, you paying? And either way, so we went to Cattleman's. You know, the place by
You mean the Very Okay restaurant?
Very Cattleman's.
Yeah.
It's like a Texas Roadhouse, but there's
Okay.
like an ingredient missing.
There's also cinnamon butter.
The Kentucky Roadhouse.
That's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
So we went there, and I only got like $60 out of the ATM. I don't know why I got cash out of the ATM, but I didn't. Like, I left my card, or I don't know, whatever happened. I only had $60 cash on me, and I didn't have my card on me when we got there. And we ordered our food, and it was like the total came up to like $59.83. And I looked at Mike and I was like, I don't have enough for a tip. And he was like, yo, I'm broke. And we ran out of this restaurant like we just like didn't pay for anything. And from time to time, Micah will bring it up like it's some kind of painful memory, and it kind of is. And he's like, I feel bad for her, B. And I'm like, I know what he's talking about as soon as he says it. And I'm like, why'd you let me do it? Why'd you let me not tip? Because I'm not that type of person to leave a 17-cent tip or whatever it
Are you
ended up
telling me
being.
right now that you didn't tip a waitress?
It hurts.
That would really hurt.
Kill yourself. I'm being serious. Kill yourself.
No.
Maybe you should go back.
Do you remember who it is?
There's no going
No.
back, Dylan.
I just remember, like, I was filled with, like, terror and anxiety at the thought of having to look this lady in her eyes and not give her a tip, even though she had, like, she was on top of it with the refills and, like, brought rolls on time. Our
she
food
called
was
you
hot and it was
sweetie.
correct. Like, she did everything that she needed to do, and she was, like, a very warm personality. And I just fucked her.
You sound like you're about to start tearing up.
I am.
That's traumatic.
I can't believe Micah didn't have money.
I have PTSD from it.
Maybe he'll go back and give
I'm
him
literally shaking right now.
a copy of his album.
I'm gonna post a thing on like misconnections on Craigslist.
You should.
I don't think they shut that part down.
Yeah, that's still live, isn't it?
How weird
There's
would
hope.
it be if like through some kind of weird circumstance that person knew, like that waitress knew exactly who we were, and it's just been like plotting this entire time on getting revenge on whoever it was that didn't leave her a tip that one time. She sees this and she's like,
she unloads her gun. Like tonight was gonna be the night that she,
Like
or
the
that tomorrow,
Adam
whenever
Sandler
we post
movie.
this, was gonna be the night that she like gets her revenge on you.
She's like
She's just like-
smearing lipstick all over.
she's
her
dressed like
face.
Uma
I
Thurman and
think we
Kill
should go to
Bill.
Cattleman's after this. They're the Very Okay podcast restaurant.
Very
Yeah.
the very old Cattleman's.
The Kentucky Roadhouse.
That's what it is now. But
You mean Kentucky?
so? I want to try to get back on track a little bit.
There was no track.
Yeah. Whenever you started doing it, the video and all of that stuff.
With Micah?
No, just you.
Just in general?
Yeah. Did you have some sort of like epiphany, or just you came to some realization? I guess those are the same thing, but
Kind of, yeah. So, kind of going back a little bit, I worked at Neil Huffman. Shout out.
you mean okay?
I'm sorry, Okayman. Worked at Okayman. And,
Okay, Carla.
yes, the OK car lot.
Oh,
Free Carfaxes.
Real quick, did I send you guys that picture of I was at Peddler's Mall and there was a little metal sign that's called like OK used cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
He also sent us that video of like, or audio clip of some like 83-year-old woman saying like, "Aren't they okay?"
Wait, I'll play it, but go ahead.
You had an old lady say the podcast name?
Yeah,
He
she-
did.
she's
Amazing.
one of Jeff Reynolds' friends.
Do you guys want to go to the flea market this weekend?
I befriended
Is it
her
still open?
Yeah.
on
think so, yeah.
Jeff Reynolds, and she's
It's
like
the only place that you can smoke cigarettes no matter where you're at and inside.
Even
People
if
were
we
just
get to
like,
record everywhere.
eh.
But continue.
Oh, yeah. So it was like 2012 or something like that. It was like my first dabble with video is filming a walk around of a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like on my iPhone, shaking, talking, and I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I'm going to film this car, and I'm going to attach it to the website, and it's going to sell it. And that's kind of where I first dabbled with that.
Did you sell it?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I kind of leave you on edge there.
I need closure.
This is like a Stephen King novel.
We only did like 3 or 4 samples, and then I just kind of grew into wanting to do more pretty much with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a whole mess of stuff that happened from there to where I am now. But
I just always think that because people get stuck in a mindset of the cycle that they're living in, that they just never feel like doing anything else because
I was the same way.
I always thought that like hearing people share their success stories and stuff, I was like, oh, that's like, okay, duh. Mm-hmm. But there just comes a time like where you just are literally just like,
I should do something.
Maybe that does make sense a little bit. Like he started to try to do something and he did it. It wasn't anything special.
I always thought that
people will say that like we or you are lucky because we're in the position that we're in.
Yep. And
I'm just like, how is that luck at all?
Comfort zones are for pussies.
Unless like Will Smith finds this podcast randomly like in a YouTube hole and posts it on his Instagram. That's luck.
That would be pretty cool.
But us building is not luck.
If you're hearing this, Will Smith, I love you.
Yes, thank you. I Am Legend is great. It's really great.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed your music career too.
It wasn't bad. I actually cried at in that 90s show.
The Fresh Prince?
Yeah. That
that was real touchy
scene. It was it was close to the ending of the show.
The dad.
Yeah.
When the dad leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I remember.
really sad.
Hurt.
Yeah.
What when he's the one that's always like circulating on Facebook? He's like, why don't he love me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why doesn't anyone see me stuff like that?
See, every morning before school, I used to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is, I think everybody knows the lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
I think almost everyone. Maybe not like the uncut version, but the cut version at least. Like Uncle Phil, I always wanted him to be my dad. It's kind of weird, but
I think everybody
I think
did.
we all did.
I feel like he'd be like really like firm yet supportive. Like,
Rest in peace to him. I think he's dead, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
First things first.
Uterillus.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
So, just a little side note from that. What do you guys think is the best theme song?
Best theme song.
Like in general?
Yeah, of like any TV series.
Fuck, dude.
Can it be like
That's
anything?
Yeah, like just the best song.
The best song?
The best theme song.
The best theme song.
Teen
Yeah.
Titans.
That's a good one. It was like hypnotic.
I really like Internet Comment Etiquette's song.
I don't think I know it.
It's pretty good.
You know, the Office jingle is so unique to me. I love that sound. I don't know why, but
It's kind of soothing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like three separate like
It is.
tracks.
yeah, I like that jingle a lot. But Squidbillies is good too, though,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
because there's so many variations.
The Yellow Wolf one, I think, is my personal favorite.
I do love Yellow.
I forget. I don't even remember.
I like the first one they did because it was just so like.
Or
Weird.
South Park. I also like the South Park thing a lot.
I think that the most. I don't want to say epic because that's just like a meme word, but
Okay, this is epic.
the one
Okay, that's epic.
the one theme song that I think is just so like the one that will make you look at the TV because you don't know what the fuck is going on is the Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme song.
That's true.
It's definitely my favorite one.
It's top 5. Top 5.
That's-
Have you heard
It's
the
top
movie?
tier.
The movie version?
No.
It's even better.
Is that the one they did with
Aqua Teen Hunger Force Cologne movie filmed for theaters.
Yeah.
That's the only movie they've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Is that
so.
the one where they're just like,
Yeah.
if you make out here, I'll cut your lips and tongue.
No,
with a linoleum
that
knife?
was Mastodon.
Was it Mastodon?
Yeah.
That's the pre-credit warnings or whatever when they're like the fast
Don't
foods
talk,
and it's
watch.
like
This is a production made
Don't
by
let
Time
Here,
Warner.
watch
Don't-
it.
Don't like it, walk out.
This is a production made by
We
Time
still
Warner.
all have your fucking money.
I swear, if you bring a baby into this movie theater, I will throw it in the street. Like,
Satan will rain a hot acid.
Well, it's funny 'cause they
down your throat,
marketed
melt
that
your
movie.
testicles and turn your guts into snakes.
They marketed that movie throughout episodes too, which is really funny.
yeah.
Like they randomly just said, "By the way, it's on DVD." Like it was just
Aqua Teen Hunger
It's a
Force
really
in
good
general
movie.
is just so fucking great.
yeah, it's a classic.
This is internet comment etiquette. I can only play like 10 seconds to avoid copyright, but I'm going to play 10 seconds.
I'm Big Money Salvia, king of the pipe.
Oh, no. Okay.
Wow.
That's actually
That was
not the
pretty
part.
good.
It's all right.
It's not the part that they play on the end of the show because it's technically not the theme song. It's what they play at the end. It's like it goes big, 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 big money, money. I don't know how to. It sounds cooler than I'm explaining
It makes
it.
me think of Stranger Things. I don't know why.
Kind of.
It's a pretty.
Maybe
good,
it's 80s.
It's like this
It's like an
80s
80s.
yeah.
It's really long though. I think.
Who's that guy that is like a chemist and goes and does like a bunch of psychedelics and like does like a documentary TV show on drugs and shit? Alexander Hamilton, or
Vice?
he works for Vice.
Then I don't know. I don't.
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think
Dennis McKenna
no.
or Terrence McKenna.
He did something. I'm pretty sure he did one on Salvia. And internet comment etiquette guy was on there because he started off on YouTube just filming himself smoke salvia.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, that's all he did.
It's a crazy drug.
So
It's not really a drug, but it's.
yeah, I
It's
think it
interesting.
is.
My mom would differ.
So you guys heard them talking about the message from the old woman? She is a. It's really hard to explain. It's a Jeff Reynolds story, but long story short, I became friends with a 70-year-old woman on Facebook, and told her she thought that I was a real person for the longest time, and one day I just like, all right, I'm not real, and Jeff Reynolds is
Mask off.
the person that you have thought was your friend for 5 years
Fucking mask
doesn't
off.
exist. And I told her that I made a podcast. It's the only way to keep me from smoking crack. So I had her do a little name drop for us.
That's perfect.
Here we go.
If you don't like this very okay podcast, then your mama probably stinks or something. In fact, I think I smell her coochie now.
I love her.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
She's a real gem.
shout out Myra.
Thank you.
So, do you remember this video?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video?
No, I've never seen.
Have you ever
that
seen
one.
that video?
No, attempting to no.
Well, he doesn't actually drive, but that's who internet comment etiquette is. He takes a giant rip of salvia, and then he's like, he just screams like departure to salvia, and then he slams his seat back, and that's all I remember from that entire video.
Doesn't
It's
he like take a big hit of salvia and scream immediately afterwards every video?
Do you know who my favorite one of my favorite YouTube people is? Have you ever heard of the LA Beast?
no.
You know,
He's basically Shoe Nice, but
anyone who
Much
puts LA
dank.
in their name,
I thought you were gonna say Jake Paul.
oh no.
except for
He-
like
Jimmy
LA
D, bro.
Kings.
He eats excessive amounts of things. Like I remember there was a video where his dad, he like was in his dad's car. He was saying that his dad, because he kept throwing up and stuff and like just making a mess in the house, and his dad told him that he couldn't record videos in the house anymore. So he drank a bottle of Epicac in his dad's car and just threw up everywhere.
Oh
Jesus.
man.
Wasn't it, back to the salvia thing, wasn't it at like Nick Poe's house, Andrew? I don't know if you were there.
Name drop.
Oh.
Whatever. He's going to jail. Anyways. Prison, yeah. Anyways, where I like walk around the corner and I just smell this smell of freshly baked cookies. And I look over and Bob's just like hitting a pipe. Was that salvia? or spice that he was smoking, because I can't remember. Were you even there? Please tell me you were there. Otherwise, this story is gonna this whole question is just
it was like no, they tricked him one time into smoking spice. But
pranked.
They also that's not a good prank. That's
Nope.
fucked up.
Yep. That is not a nice one.
I've only ever done that one time, and I could say that because it's like a legal thing. I don't know if it is now, but it was then. And like, it takes like 30 seconds for you to be out of your fucking mind. And like, as soon as it happened, I was like, I'm dying. Yep, I'm gonna die soon. And I was like staring out the car window, like reflecting on all of my life choices. Like, I'm gonna die because of a blunt. How dare me?
He died because he smoked but a blunt.
But a blunt.
Have you...
Don't smoke blunts, kids.
Well, I have two things to say. First, have you guys ever seen the video of the people that did salvia and one of them falls out the window?
The guy who
Yeah.
crawls out, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that... If you haven't seen that, look it up. That, and I used to know these people. I'm not saying that to, like, make it seem like it wasn't me. Like, I really used to know these people, and I didn't do this. They used to put spice in weed so they could sell more of it.
It does kind of look like weed, doesn't it?
It's like
Some of it,
artificial.
Kinda.
Uh,
Like really fucked
with that,
up.
That is.
yeah, that, and I remember one of my friends telling me that he threw a party one time, and it was like everything was going good. Like a lot of people didn't know each other, and they were getting along and stuff. But one of them brought like spice and just started smoking it with everybody, and didn't say it wasn't weed. And everybody was like, "Oh man, this weed's
This is
good."
great.
Oh my god.
And he's
imagine
like,
that.
also, it's covered in embalming fluid.
I don't think he told anybody.
Because I heard he smoked a joint dipped in embalming fluid.
Is that what that is?
It's covered in like formaldehyde or something like that. They spray it in one of the chemicals that's used to embalm people, and that's why like when I had to research myself to figure out like what the hell happened with me, because when I smoked it, the whole reason that I felt like I was gonna die is because like my like the inside of my body felt cold. I don't know if you've ever
I think
felt
that's
that.
called dying.
Yeah, I think I did die. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
We're glad you're still here.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for being here, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
Have you ever died?
Oh, that'd be such an embarrassing way to go.
Yeah, it would
I
be.
talk such shit at your funeral.
Somebody he smoked sod covered covered in
Fertilizer.
formaldehyde,
Okay.
and then he dead.
Has anyone ever? I know. Unrelated to your, your previous job. Unrelated. Have you ever like almost like really like hurt somebody, or like done anything by accident that was stupid and you've almost like hurt your friend?
Like physically?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what growing up as like a guy is. I think it's almost killing your friends a couple of times.
What did you do?
Oh God. Like, well, I kind of like I don't know. I feel like you're talking about like you shot someone in the chest or something like that. That's you made it like really dramatic.
Well, I was trying to like use it like in a non like.
You were just like, you guys ever accidentally hurt one of your friends, and then you can never forgive yourself for it, and then you bring it up 7 years later on a podcast, and have you?
Dylan, do you want to
Yeah.
do some war crimes?
Well, I'll go first.
They died in my hands.
I'll go first. Okay. Well, me and my friends shoot guns from time to time.
Oh shit!
You were.
All right, Dick
Right.
Cheney. I know where this is going.
And if you're familiar with a thing called tannerite,
Oh God.
I remember
I don't think
telling
it was.
me about
It was
that.
that. It wasn't that day.
it wasn't that day.
No, it was like. This was like 3 years ago or something, but
So you had already had this experience. How many times have you played with tannerite since then?
probably every other time that I go shooting.
You're a madman.
But
Just continue.
Tannerite is it's an exploding target. It's powder that you mix. I don't know how it works or what the separate things are called, but it's called tannerite. You fill it up in like a container and tape it shut just so it stays in like tag. And if you shoot it with a high enough caliber gun, then it explodes. It's a very big explosion. But we used to do that. Like we would go to Goodwill and buy things just so we could blow them up. It was fun. And for some reason, one of my friends had a bunch of golf balls in the back of his truck. And when we were taping up the tannerite things, I decided that it was a good idea to tape golf balls around it.
Oh.
And somebody shot it. It wasn't me, but
Why?
one of my friends was like out in the open, and the person that shot the tannerite or whatever, one of the golf balls was 3 feet away from one of the guy's heads. I was like zoom, past him. It was like ever since he told me about that, there's been nights where I'm just trying to fall asleep and I think what if that actually happened, and it's just it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you tape projectiles to explosive?
I don't know. Nobody stopped me.
Was this a while ago?
Well, that's not a good reason for that.
Nobody stopped me.
You think that
You know
people
who
who
else does stuff like
stab
that?
people to death, they're like, why'd you
The
stab this guy?
Taliban, ISIS, Al Qaeda,
It's Al Qaeda.
I regret it. I wish I
Daesh.
Okay, Tannerite is a brand of binary explosive targets used in firearms practice and sold in kit form. The targets comprise a combination of oxidizers and a fuel, primarily aluminum powder, that is supplied as two separate components that are mixed by the user or purchaser. It's relatively stable when suggested to forces less severe than a high-velocity bullet impact.
Thank you for that.
So it's not a big enough round, it's a high muzzle velocity.
Wow, that's cool. Why don't you just call me all the time?
So how about you get your facts straight?
Look, I did pretty good on a guess of the definition.
I mean, he literally just got his facts straight by me saying the facts of...
No, he said that if you shoot it with a high enough caliber, but it sounds like what you said was that if the muzzle velocity is high enough.
Well, whatever. Is a 9mm pistol gonna shoot the same speed as a
Depends on the bullet load.
No.
Okay, well that's what I mean.
And the weight and the grain of the bullet.
There's a lot of factors.
You know how much an AK round goes?
How fast it goes?
How much it goes?
How much it go?
No.
It go far. It go
70.
About 2,800 feet per second.
Oh, dang! You wrote that on your watch.
I don't have a watch.
Oh,
Shit. Wrong again.
70.
It's a bracelet. It's a tattoo that says 2,800 FPS.
So I'm trying to think if I've just done stupid things that didn't result in things that I would feel horrible about.
I've hurt myself a lot
I have to.
by being an idiot. A lot.
Because you're like, oh, I can jump my bike over this thing. Or one time I was playing airplanes. You know, you call it some chicken. It's like chicken, but slightly different, I guess, because it's on a.
What
you make airplane noises. I don't know. I was 6 years old.
You just run towards each other.
No, on bikes.
Oh.
And I got my brother lost, so I was looking back and I was like, "Ha! You suck!" And I hit my face on this mailbox. I was going 20 miles an hour. It looked like a cartoon because my body folded back, but the bike didn't go anywhere. So it was just I hit my face and then I folded into myself and I was stuck in between the bike and the mailbox.
Oh, man.
And my brother's like, "Who's the real winner?" I was like, you.
I don't think I've ever done that.
This is a story that comes to mind, Chad.
Oh, yeah. Plenty that involve myself in a lot of pain. I've always been kind of I don't really want to say the daredevil, but the
Evil
An
Knievel
idiot.
of the bench.
Like, yeah, just kind of like the idiot.
Just complete
I'll do
disregard
it.
for your own safety.
The funniest thing that I can remember that will always come back to me is I was over at my buddy's house. I was probably 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that. We were out late, running around with a bunch of people, and I was on. We had like 10 people and 7 bikes, but one of the bikes had, remember those pegs that you put your feet on?
Yeah.
So I was on the front pegs of the front wheel facing behind the bike, and there was another guy on the back. And I told the guy, I said, listen, dude, please do not go fast because we have a lot of weight on this bike right now. And I'm on the front pegs and it's going to hurt.
Front pegs?
Yep. And he said, nope, we're going to go down this hill. It's a shortcut. So you'll be fine, Dude, we're going like 30 mile an hour on this bike downhill with 3 people on it. So I don't know what happened, what came over me. I said, bail, bail, bail. So I just jumped up and I said, oh, I'm good. And then I just tumbled all the way down. And I mean, from the top of my back all the way down to my leg is just raw. Because I just slid. Oh. Like, I'll never forget that pain. And I remember jumping up and sprinting. And they said, where are you going, dude? I was like, it just hurts. So I just started running. It's
My
ridiculous.
skin hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts to live.
Yep.
When I first moved to Kentucky, there was a kid across the street that had one of those little electronic, like, pocket rocket. It was like a crotch rocket, but it was like
Oh, yeah.
a foot and a half tall.
Yeah.
He would ride it around the neighborhood all the time. And I was pretty tall, like, compared to him at the time. And he decided to let me ride it. And it was a neighborhood that was in development. There was people building houses and stuff.
A lot of nails.
And the guys that were building the house, I guess they decided to eat chicken. And they just threw all the bones out in the street. And I ran over it, like all the chicken bones, and I flipped his bike like 4 times, and my knees were just covered in blood.
Oh.
It's
I remember those little things.
stupid.
Well, there was this one time in Iraq where me and my friend were standing post on the ECP, the entrance control point, where like all the traffic comes in and out of the compound. And for like a week straight, the same dude relieved us. And it was another dude that we knew in our company that was just a cunt. Just the biggest cunt about everything for no reason. And we just fucking hated him. So, for some reason, I guess we had desert madness at that point and just completely lost all reason. So, there are things that we leave on the post. And you have to physically check the post for these things to make sure they haven't gone missing or anything. That's like, you have to do a round count, you have to check the, like the gun, all that stuff, the optics. One thing we have are like 4 or 5 different types of flares. And you have to they come in these like waterproof containers.
Yeah.
What we did was, we took one out, and they have a little lid that covers like where the flare shoots out of. And on the opposite side of this lid is like a firing pin, and on the bottom is where you can like put the cap on, smack it, and the flare will shoot out.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's where we put the cap, and then carefully slid it back into its container.
Oh God.
And did everything, hoping that he was just like, oh, my name's so and so, and I'm a big dumb. Oh, and then shot the flare. Well, we got relieved, and it wasn't him.
Oh,
It was
man.
like one of our other. It was like 2 of our other really good friends, and so. And then another one of our friends was the corporal of the guard that was in charge of the changeover to make sure it all got done properly. My friend that stood post with me goes to show my other friend what we had done. He's just like, ha ha ha, hey bro, check this out. So the dude turns around and he's wearing a backpack. He turns around to look, knocks the flare out of my friend's hand, and the flare lands perfectly straight up to where it actually like ignites the flare.
Oh my God.
Now you gotta understand, we are sitting in a like 10 by 5 foot box.
How large are these flares?
Are they parachute flares or like?
No, we had parachute flares, but I think it was just a red flare. It was just like it shot like 4 different red
But in a
flares
small
at
area
once.
like that? Oh my god.
So
It's terrible.
I'm imagining it like a 5 foot by 5 foot, like a tower that's just like 2 people in a chair can sit there and not much else, and there's like a canopy, and then the fucking flare hits the ceiling, and there's just like shit hitting your neck and your ears.
no, bro, it wasn't like that. Let me tell you. We were in a wooden box, and the wooden box was further supported by HESCO barriers, which are just big cubes that you fill with sand and sandbags. And we have like plywood as a roof with sandbags over top that plywood.
There was no way that
So-
flare was getting out.
And then like the entire back of it, except for where the machine gun was covered in cami netting. So I kid you not, it was like a goddamn scene from Looney Tunes. The flare shot. 2 of the flares, like I think 3 of the flares, immediately ricocheted just out the front of our post, and then like bounced off like 10 other different things before they just fizzled out. And then like the other one starts zooming around the inside of our post.
Are you trying to dodge it while it's zooming too?
I immediately just like run the fuck out. I have like this mount on my Kevlar helmet where my night vision goggle goes. That gets stuck in the cami netting, and I'm just like freaking the fuck out trying to save my own life. The whole post, I turn around, the whole post is filled with smoke. I come back in, my friend that was relieving us is on the ground, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. I'm like, and then like I get my senses about me, I realize he's rolling around the ground laughing.
Oh, thank God.
The one that had like the flare in his hand is just like up against one of the walls like, oh, did I do that? And the guy who was in charge of relieving us, another one of our good friends who was Corporal of the Guard, is just like, what the fuck? And then you hear over the radio, someone calls over the radio and says that they think we got hit with a rocket.
Oh my God.
Because we were taking like 4 or 5 like 122 millimeter rockets every day since then. So just like a bunch of like red like
Smoke.
fiery shit and smoke inside a post. They're just like, oh, I think they got hit with like a dud rocket.
Oh my God.
And then like we got the entire like COC, like the little like the people with like the main radios back in like just like calling over the radio asking us if we're okay, and we're just like, how are we going to explain to Gunny why we need a new red flare on the ECP?
Did anyone ever know it was a joke though? Or did they just think it was an accident the whole time?
No, yeah, like we I mean, obviously we told some people, but I mean, we never even had to talk to anybody in a position of authority about it. I guess COG,
That's good.
dude, another one of my close friends was just like, yeah, dude, I got my ass chewed for that, and Gunny says that we have to keep the pyro in the coolers now. And I was just like, but what if the terror attacks happens and I have to use it?
But what if terror?
What if war were declared? What was that? War were declared. Futurama. Get it? That was a really good story. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, fuck.
That scared the shit out of
Did
me.
that do anything to the camera?
No, but we haunted
No,
as fuck, man.
that- I have no idea what just happened.
What was that? Oh,
It was the
because
foam, right?
there was like a pile of it on top of the blue, like all the black ones were piled up on top of the blue one, and it just I don't know.
There's a bunch of foam
Oh,
shit.
was
that's
something on
all
top
over,
of
so you
them?
guys know.
No,
Bro, I think your house is
it
haunted.
just fell.
You know, I think that it might be. Because I haven't slept. That's my room right there. I haven't slept in there with the lights completely off alone yet. Like, I don't know.
Are you afraid to get your pee-pee touched by a ghost?
Well, maybe. It hasn't tried yet. But, like, the road is right there, and
Do you think it's
sometimes,
'cause they don't
I don't
think
know
you're
if,
pretty enough?
I don't know if the light from the headlights can, like, come through. I haven't seen it many times, but, because that light's never off when I'm here. But the night I tried to sleep with it off, like, I saw a flashlight. I wasn't sure if it was, like, something walking by or the lights from my window. But do you remember
Had some home intruder?
on episode 2 when we talked about ghost stories? I was like, I never seen anything or whatever. I still stand by that. I've never seen anything haunted, even though that was weird. I wish the camera was pointing that way.
That's been sitting there like that? Because I've been here for probably an hour and a half.
And it's just foam.
They just decided. They just decided to fall over, I guess.
It's just little foam squares. Like,
In this economy, who knows?
yeah.
It's no longer October, so it doesn't make sense.
But the day after we talked about the ghost stories and stuff, I told you guys about it. I had the most terrifying episode of sleep paralysis ever that I've ever had in my whole life.
What was in the corner?
It wasn't anything. I couldn't see anything. Like, I don't know if I'm dreaming or not whenever it happens to me, but I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about by sleep paralysis.
Are you going through some shit right now?
I hope not, but it was.
No, I mean, you can go through sleep paralysis even if you're having like a normal and non-stressful life.
I think
You
like
just get it.
if you're
That shit is terrifying.
yeah.
God, it's so scary.
But whenever it
You
was,
had sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Either one of you guys? Ugh. Oh.
it's like whenever you're dreaming. I don't know if you're actually dreaming, but you think that you're awake, but you can't move
And that's
at all.
where it's where your mind is awake, but your brain is still producing the paralytic chemicals that keep
Maybe I
you.
have. Yeah. Is it because I woke up
Like, can't move.
Yeah, well, like in my dream, I was being attacked, and I could feel my body trying to fight it off in bed, and then I woke up, and I thought I was still in my dream.
I guess
That's just a nightmare.
maybe.
No.
Every time it happens to me, I try to use all my strength to like roll off the bed, but I like wake up and I'm just still like sitting in the same position. But whenever this happened to me the other night or whatever, a few weeks ago, I thought I saw my room, but everything would turn white when I looked a certain way, and there was I thought I saw like a black smoke and like I saw like a hand reach out, but I don't know.
Don't go
My
to the
brain could have been
No, I mean
doing
it's
some
all
old
just
shit.
like based on, like I said, your brain has just woken up, so you're conscious, but everything physical is still asleep.
Yeah.
So like your heart rate and your respiratory rate stays the same as if you were asleep, which is why it's so uncomfortable, and you're just waking up from sleeping. And if you were in the dream state of sleeping, then that's why you see weird shit when you first wake up, and that's why it sometimes feels like sleep paralysis itself was just a dream, because you're just waking up and you kind of just like, that memory kind of fizzles away sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just too woke.
Maybe, I don't know.
Stay
I'm
woke.
Woke when I'm asleep.
Stay woke.
Sleep paralysis is like, for me, it's like terrifying, and then I'm like really pissed off, and then I'm terrified again, and it all happens within like 5 seconds.
Sleep
I'm like,
paralysis. but it's-
oh no! What the fuck? Oh no!
What was it? Sleep paralysis, but it's Momo-kun in the corner justifying her cosplay.
Who?
Momo-kun,
She's this overweight
Mariah Malad.
girl. She's
You'll have to show me.
Everyone says she's fat.
She's fat.
She's thick.
I'm
She ain't
sure.
fat.
I'm sure some people consider that.
She's fat.
2, her soul is dog shit.
She,
She
like-
is objectively a bad person.
She like molested
And she's fat.
people, and
Three.
it was
What,
like,
you look her up or something.
I still want her to sit on my face.
Doesn't sound very good.
I have this problem where I wake up a couple times a month, where I wake up, it's like really early in the morning, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I swear I'm being robbed. Like, I swear I am. So I get up, and
You're,
it's
like,
like
angry?
instantly awake, and I'm like, oh, someone's in the house, and I have to walk through every single
who that
room.
is?
No.
I'm not sure who that is. But I have to walk through every single room to make myself calm down. Like I don't know if it's a nightmare that I'm having or what, but it's like,
I don't know. Sometimes like I would get real paranoid a while back, and I remember I was alone. She's overweight. And I heard some weird shit, and I cleared my entire house with my M4. I was just so terrified.
I guess, however,
Like I don't know what it
however
was.
you
That would make
find
me feel
solace.
safe.
I said, however you find solace.
Whenever you hear something like that, do you talk out loud to like your house?
No, because
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I don't want people to know where I am.
Yeah, I wanna
I'm
sneak
searching for
on
I
people.
can't sneak in this house. It's too creepy.
To be fair, it was like the first time I had been left alone in an apartment
Yeah.
after I got back from Iraq. So I was,
I got a flare.
Yeah.
so I was real spooked real easy.
Yeah, I'm still like, sometimes I've only lived here for about 3 or 4 months and I'm still spooked sometimes.
Have
It's
you
just
tried
weird.
smudging?
Have I tried what?
Smudging,
What's that?
where you fucking burn some white sage and then like walk around the house and waft it everywhere.
No.
Oh,
I don't believe in astrology. I know that doesn't have anything to do with it, but it's the same.
There's like
The same people do that.
I hope our entire fan base is made up of like traditional Native Americans and Wiccans, and they just get really fucking pissed off at you.
Native American.
No, I don't know.
Leave
I think,
comments down below.
I feel kind
Like
of.
and subscribe.
I really didn't feel that way about that, like paranormal shit until I went like ghost hunting, and ever since then I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Ghost hunting, fucking hunting ghosts.
We're talking all about episode 2 today.
with your fucking.
oh, well,
It's our lowest viewed episode, so be sure to
I'm
go
just
watch
saying,
it.
like I was like not concerned about
like,
that.
did you
shit
see a
at
ghost?
all.
They touched him.
So like, what do you do
Did you
once
see
you catch
it
the
though?
ghost?
You have to see it, not feel it.
No, okay, so it was
Don't tell the same story. Like, use different examples whenever you're talking about it. Make them watch the second episode.
a different example.
true.
Was like,
Are you scared?
okay, we were standing there, and it was in like an old house. So
Spooky diamonds.
yeah, Spooky Diamonds.
That's what it is.
Shout out Spooky Diamonds.
It was in an old house, so there would be like creaking and all this shit. And I was standing in the same spot for like 3 or 4 minutes waiting on Paulie to come back upstairs because he had to go get a flashlight or something. I was like standing there with the camera. This is a different example than what I said in episode 2. And
Please watch
it felt
episode
like there was a bunch of spider webs. Like someone dropped a net on me, basically, is what it felt like. And I was like, what is going on? And then my jacket like went like that. And I was like,
2. They're bullying you.
because
Toying with
it's weird to explain how it was basically like, okay, so there's like, you go up the stairs, there's a room, there's another room, and on this other room, there was nothing behind me except for like an open, like, Victorian style porch, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it was the ones with the pillars that the second layer or the second level is also concrete. So that's what was behind me. And then when my, like, I had like a poncho on, and when my poncho got pulled, I was of course like, what? And then there's nothing behind me but an opening. So I don't know.
pretty creepy.
Everybody
It's pretty spooky.
everybody has their own experiences.
Probably
I
gonna get in
can't
even October.
I can't be like, believe in this thing, because that's just what Christians do, and look at the answers they get.
That's what PC gamers do too.
It's hard to believe in something when you've never seen it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get haunted tonight because we're really getting into it. This house, I swear, something. I don't really think so, but there's just too many things
I
like
swear
that.
I don't.
Yeah, I was about to say
swear
everyone
maybe-
just witnessed that. So there's
that was real weird.
that was
You were
interesting.
gonna get sucked into a TV.
Yes.
There is like one time I was like doing laundry in my room, like putting it away, and like I picked up the laundry basket and I like turned and I felt like my arm really cold, and I tried to do it like 4 more times to see if it was just like the breeze from the basket, and it didn't work, and I was like, I don't know. Is that
You know what's weird about that? If you are like, and this is just based off of the conversation that I had,
Hypothetically
basically, if your house is haunted and you start paying more attention to it being haunted, it feeds off of energy, so it gets worse.
Yeah.
You worsen it by paying attention to it.
I
think
It's like a
that
mind game.
if I ever seen like a full ghost standing one
So,
foot
like,
away
ghosts
from
are
me in my
like
house, I would be
ewoks.
like,
Longer than 3 seconds too, because
internally I would be on fire and crying, but externally I would try to be like, that's it. No.
I would just keep walking.
Try.
I'm going to keep walking.
Making your house super cold.
Why?
Because I read or heard, I don't remember.
That sounds like a good citation.
I don't want to have to move. I
don't
just
wanna
moved
ha-
into
I
this
don't-
house.
Don't you fucking dare.
Sounds like a good
I don't
citation.
want to relive
Wow.
that. Anyways, something to do with the way atoms or molecules work in terms of like hot or cold. You know, what is it like? They move
Faster when it's
when it's
cold.
hot and slower when it's cold.
Yeah.
Then moving slower when it's cold, it makes it easier for energy to be transferred or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyways, ghosts, energy, make it cold, see what happens.
Will I see them?
I don't know. I'm not some sort of ghost expert.
They may leave because they're cold.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they can feel.
It's like they're cold. So like, nah, I don't want to
They-
be
We're
here.
going next door.
You should go back to that house and like wear a book bag and like carry a binder under your arm and see if they knock it out of your hand. Be like, nerd, push you down the stairs.
Kill yourself.
Fit like taped together glasses.
If it wasn't November, like I had the craziest ghost experience I've ever had, that I'll ever have. But it's November, so I don't know if it's right to tell it or not.
It's close enough.
We could
It's
wait
not
a
even
little.
October.
It was October.
It was October.
It was.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, it's no shave November, by the way. Don't shave.
I'm trying not to
I'm not trying that anymore.
until our medical instructor is probably gonna be like, shave your fucking face.
Oh yeah, that's
you,
true.
You caveman.
I can't. I don't want to do it.
Shave
Leave
your beard.
it growing.
Yeah, it gets gross looking.
Yeah, I usually when I get to like week 3, I'm fighting because you wake up and it twists.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mine used to be pretty long, and what really irritated me was I would wake up and like half my beard would just be like
Oh yeah.
just like all like brushed up and poofy out.
I
poofed
better
out.
comb that this morning.
Yeah, I like it short. It still grows really slow for me. Like you said, week 3 years gets like out of control. Or like that's
It's
like
not
my prime.
super long. It's just enough to
4
start
months
to
in,
twist.
you're like,
No, it
it's,
drives me
it's
nuts.
like that for me.
It's that hornbuckle. Just that force double.
And it doesn't look good. Like I don't know why I do it every year. It's not really supporting male prostates.
We should go to. We should just all walk around. Wait, what?
That's what that's what I always.
Oh,
thought it was.
really?
For prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people.
I probably should have put cancer in that.
You're
That's
Supporting
for
male
prostates.
prostates.
you're thinking of like the internet thing. It was just being an internet thing, right?
Yeah. Is that what started it?
No, he's talking about no shave.
No shave.
No shave November.
You're
Yeah.
talking about No Nut November.
You're
No.
talking about no nut November.
Now you're talking about no nut.
I don't even.
You are now, pussy.
I do like honey roasted peanuts.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have them this month. So
I saw something.
No peanut butters, no cashews, no.
I can't do that.
Not
Maca-
pistachios.
I refuse.
What's your favorite kind of nut? Mine's
Cashew.
Mine's macadamia.
Cashew or pistachio?
You pistachians.
I love the fuck
It's just-
out of almonds.
Almonds are pretty good. I didn't like them at first, but
I like Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts are good.
I saw this meme.
I like macadamia if
Okay.
it's just in its pure form. If it's like a selected form, then like boiled green peanuts or fried green peanuts.
I'm pretty excited about Christmas time being here, where everyone's just for some reason got a bowl of just random nuts you have to crack.
yep. Or the peppermint stuff. What's it called? Peppermint bark?
hate peppermints.
Peppermint
No.
bark.
Pomegranates.
Peppermint bark is pretty preem.
So, you know what makes me mad though, dude? I cannot find. Okay, banana bread, right? It's banana nut bread. You can't find regular banana bread anywhere.
Just make it.
I mean, I could do that, but I
Well,
like
that's
the
where you make
convenience
it.
factor of Thornton's having it.
You spent like $700 getting it instead of making it.
It's I can't. It's way more convenient. Yeah.
You travel like 200 miles.
To the middle of the
Some
desert
truck
with like a
stop.
For
with a
Superman
staff.
ice cream, I would do it.
For what?
For Superman ice cream, I would do that.
It turns your
Oh
poop
my
green.
gosh, it's worth it.
Every second of that is worth it.
I don't even know where does
We
it
plan
exist
vacations
anymore?
around where that is.
I'm
No,
pretty sure you can get Superman ice cream at any Chinese buffet.
No,
I thought the one here was shut down though, right? Didn't you hear about that?
What? The human trafficking people?
Is that real though?
They
I don't want
didn't.
to
They
say,
didn't shut down.
but that was real.
They got investigated.
So it was
It
allegedly.
It wasn't like they were like
I'm talking
kidnapping people and
walk-in?
hiding them in their basement. They just had family members that were not legal citizens, and
That's what it
they
was.
They had them working and living in their restaurants
Are you
and
talking about walk-in?
yeah. Well, not it's Asian buffet now. They moved from where the Governor Square is.
No, the people that used to work at walk-in live like they like moved to some
They moved over to
like Middletown.
no, it's that same kid, that same kid that used to work at the cash register. He's still there.
The one that would
The
just
food's
walk
delicious
up and have
there, though.
random conversations with you while you ate.
Yeah,
wait, no. The owner of Walk-In. Wait, did you say Walk-In moved over there?
they moved to where
No.
like yes.
No, Amy moved.
The people that were working there, that child.
Amy, the owner, moved back to like Korea.
Well, the kid is still working there. That's all
That's
I
just another Chinese kid.
know. No, it's
Dylan.
not. His name is David.
That's not
I
even
have
the
not
kid's
seen
name.
Him there
Didn't
once.
Fuzhong's parents run that? Oh, name
Okay, now
drops.
you're
Sorry.
getting.
I've seen him and that fat lady with the glasses and the trashy tattoos both working at another Chinese buffet restaurant in fucking Middletown.
Whatever. Well, here's
This
a.
may, I think you're racist.
No!
This is how we
It's
find
It's
out
a
that
kid.
you're
His name is
racist.
David. All right, guys. Here.
I've seen a Chinese
I
kid
think
before,
you're a
and
bigger
that's the Chinese
bitch.
kid I've seen before.
I'm sorry, the Superman ice cream took us on this.
You guys.
Yeah, now we
Just
found out that
started from
Dylan's a
Superman ice
racist.
cream.
I have two
because-
things to.
No, Dilf. Dilf is a racist.
Dilf. There it is.
Me?
Dilf.
You don't even know their names.
I don't see color or collars.
I'm inclusive as fuck!
Okay, here's one
I
thing.
don't. I don't see collars.
I see people.
Collars. I'm colorblind.
Here's something from the No
I
Nut
think our
November.
colors make us special and I love everyone.
Yeah. Why don't you try being like him? I seen that collar at a Chinese buffet.
You're worse than an iPhone face recognition system.
No, my face recognition stopped working on my Galaxy. I used to use the fingerprint. Okay, we were talking about No Nut November.
Mhm.
The meme I saw.
I've already lost it.
Two texts from grandma. Somebody screenshot it, says, "Why are you posting on Facebook about not having a nut in November? If you developed a nut allergy, I need to modify my recipes. Call me back." Second, what do you think about people who are white working at restaurants like Mexican restaurants or
As
like
what?
Shogun, just servers and stuff like
That's
that?
fine.
No, not
That's
a
fine.
Shogun. Not
That's
a
fine.
fucking Shogun.
I don't
Shogun
like
for the
it. It's not
experience.
authentic.
as a server at Shogun,
It's not
When I
authentic.
go to
a server at
Shogun,
Shogun isn't shit.
When I
You
go
need
to
the
Shogun-
dude like
You want the experience.
whipping and working in the kitchen.
I feel like half those dudes are Mexican though.
That just-
Yeah, I know. No, he's being like it's not racist.
I mean, not necessarily Mexican, but Hispanic,
The one
Latino.
is it a Japanese restaurant? Because the guy was not Japanese,
What? Oh.
but
Oh.
I mean, I'll give it to them. They have some Asian teppanyaki chefs.
yeah, it doesn't seem authentic to me.
But
Like
it
if I
tastes
want,
so good, I could literally. No, I don't.
This is the same shit. You guys don't realize like how this sounds. This basically sounds like you guys saying, "Oh, you're not Jewish, but you are an accountant." That's what this is
No.
like
Why
right
would
now.
you put those words in my mouth?
Why would you say that you
ignorant
can't?
bitch.
You can't be an Asian. You can't cook Asian food if you're not Asian.
Because I want
I
the
said-
goddamn
That's not how it
experience.
I just said white.
The experience is still the same. If you weren't so
really
focused
is.
on the racial aspect
No.
of it,
I want to feel like I'm in Japan.
I don't mind.
then
honestly.
go to Japan.
It's expensive.
So is Shogun.
Anyways, I digress. I want to end this conversation, but before I do, I'm just going to go ahead and say, if I go and I get fried rice at Shogun, I could literally eat about 10 pounds of it.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn good.
At Shogun?
Yeah.
I haven't
See,
been there in a long
I don't
time.
know about fried rice, but if you put like some real good like sashimi or sushi, if you're like, here's all of it.
Didn't we eat like 10 pounds of sushi at Shogun once?
One time, I think when you just got back from deployment, I was like, I'll buy us food, and we went to Shogun, and then I spent like, it was like $183 on sushi.
God,
Jesus.
that is insane. Is it over? Is it?
But
I don't eat
because
sushi. I mean,
because
is
you
it
didn't
really
tip.
expensive like that? Or are you just being real generous? We need to go out to dinner sometime. It sounds like. I mean, you took care of Micah.
Dude,
I
like,
need this.
He
You're
didn't
talking about
tip.
Shogun having good sushi?
Do they have good sushi?
oh yeah.
I don't eat sushi. I don't know.
Do you dislike sushi?
I don't like fish. I don't eat anything fish.
Well, it's
Good
different.
sushi
Like,
doesn't taste like fish.
Sushi has a different taste. than
I had
just
half a
fish.
California roll one time and almost threw up.
Well,
Well,
California roll's like the
roll's
shit
fried
tier
sushi.
of
But there's no fish in it, right?
There's like
California roll. Yeah.
there's like celery and then like crab meat. Are you? Where did you get this sushi from?
Crab is good,
There's no talent.
even if you don't like
I can't
fish.
remember.
Dude.
You know what it was? You know where Blockbuster used to be in Middletown? It was right there. Is that Shogun? That's not Shogun.
Yeah. It is.
Is
Really?
that Shogun?
It was.
Maybe
Are you
it's
talking
It's,
about
it's called like Ryu.
Ichiban?
Are you guys talking about the steakhouse? The
Oh yeah, the very yeah. Duh. The
Kentucky
very
Roadhouse?
Kentucky Roadhouse.
Oh, sorry.
but we got off on a weird like.
But I'm sorry, I gotta say this really quick. Good sushi does not taste like fish or smell like fish. Bad sushi does.
I really hate to be that guy, but sushi in Japan tastes better than
Shut
sushi
up.
in America.
Is anime
Makes
better there
sense.
too?
Anime's the same there.
I just want to say that that conversation about the people who aren't the race of working at restaurants that are
You're so
derived
fucking
from that.
racist.
I was just saying I don't
And
like
you
it
guys
when
are
the
both
person is
equal.
white.
Only me and Chad have walked out of this conversation not being racist.
I don't like it when the person is white. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's like anything else. But it's just if I see a white
You
person,
can't just say it. You can't just. You
If-
can't just generalize a whole group of people.
I'm white.
That's not doesn't make it. I can't be like
If-
I would prefer if they weren't Mexican. That doesn't that doesn't make it okay for me just because I am Mexican. It's just a generalization either way.
If I was a Mexican guy,
Are you holding
and
your
I was-
Mexican privilege over DILF right now?
No,
if I was a Mexican guy
Okay.
and I owned a Mexican restaurant, I'm not gonna say like I will not hire white people, but I want to make an
literally just
authentic
said-
experience for my customers. So they
Well,
should.
a lot
I
of
feel like white people
are they getting in the way of that by
How
being
ironic.
white?
they should not know. They should know not to apply.
Like how ironic.
White people stop working in places that are.
You're getting in the
Making
way
it really
of,
nice.
of how Asian we are.
How funny would it be if it's just like, yeah, you could work here, but they just put all the white people in the back.
Just dishwashers. That-
like
yeah, we got a position
like
available.
all the cooks and
like,
dishwashers.
I'm fine with
are,
that.
like,
Most of
white.
them are-
like the
or
sign on the
female,
door
though,
says
you know?
like waitress
Like-
wanted.
Most of like authentic restaurants like that are going to be family owned. So I feel like it's a complete non-issue in the real world.
Yeah.
But then when you go to like chain restaurants, it's more of just like
Whoever.
we need help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the food, oh god, El Nipple. So
Ellen Paul
good.
is good.
What'd you call it?
Ellen Paul.
It's El Nipple. That's
Yeah, duh.
Yeah,
Chad.
we're so uncultured.
DILF. Andrew. Grow the fuck up.
yeah.
Anyways, so
What were we talking about?
videography.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
about to get back into that.
Oh,
Oh wait, actually,
Aslan, if you're listening to this, fuck you and your judgment on my tangents. Our tangents.
That's the best part.
That was a great side.
Okay, Kim and I gotta get through these questions, so let's just go ahead and do that
Wait,
really
do you
quick.
want to do that next time or right now?
It doesn't matter.
The
'Cause,
Q&A.
I mean, we'll just do it right now.
Questions.
That's fine.
Just do some of them.
Okay.
For me?
I guess
All of us, yeah, let's do it.
rotate.
Okay. If you could get intimate, and I'm not just talking sexual, but intimate with any fictional character from anything, who and why?
That's not a question. You can just ask people.
Why don't you give a little
I feel like
backstory
you
on
put
these
a lot of
questions?
thought into this, and that's why you're like, I'm not ready emotionally to say who.
I have thought about
Any
that
fictional
with
character.
lots of fictional characters. Because I am sad.
I get that from knowing you, that you have done that you spent months at a time just
Revy from
inside
Black
your brain.
Lagoon.
Who?
Revy from Black Lagoon.
I fucking no idea what that is.
We
Okay.
don't know any of that.
I don't. What's your
You guys don't
answer to
understand
that?
me. No one
I
understands
thought
me.
do we all have to answer it?
Yeah, we all have to answer
Why
it.
don't you answer it? You picked it.
Okay. If I could get intimate and not just sexual, but intimate with any fictional character from anything, it would be
Here we go. I'll do it. Hamburger Helper.
Mind blown.
Holy fuck. That caught me off guard.
There's no way to answer this question without it being weird.
You're
But
making it weird by being a
Leela.
pussy about it.
I answered it while you were complaining about me not answering it.
Leela
It'd be
from
Leela.
Futurama.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I mean, that's
Leela.
not weird.
Oh.
I just want you to know, Andrew, that there are people arguing over whose waifu is better online. And you're sitting here freaking out about saying, I would like to have an intimate relationship with... It's weird.
You didn't say anything that discredited it as being weird.
No,
you just set the metric for more weird.
I'm just saying...
That's like me eating
that-
spicy food, and then you be like, you don't have a right to think that's spicy. I once burned my mouth with a flamethrower.
No, it's just like, hey, it's like you think that the broken arm is bad. I lost my arm. So...
It doesn't make it not bad. That's like me being happy and you being like, well, you can't be happy. Other people are happier.
Why are you being a pussy about it?
Just take your L and move on.
Do the next question.
Do you think we live in a simulation?
I feel like you're holding yourself to a lower standard, Andrew. Also, no. But I don't...
I think figuratively, yes.
Aren't we all?
That's an open question, man. It could go either way.
I mean, you can't prove
Okay.
or disprove it,
Is-
so...
Yeah.
I can disprove it.
Yes, and I'm gonna have to say yes and no, man. It's just, life is crazy.
It's a man-made like a real life simulation. It's just like
If that's the case, then I'm just waiting for, like, me to jump into a pool and then the ladder disappear.
You
and me both.
Okay, so here's my opinion. There's too much boring shit that happens in life. Like, if I was truly in a simulation and I thought really, really hard about it, I could fly. And as a
Why?
child, I
How-
spent a lot of time thinking about it,
What
and I
makes you
never
think
once flew.
that? What makes you think that if this was a simulation, then you could just do that?
So you're saying that there is a version of me that is doing the exact same thing sitting in a place?
No, he's saying that this is all just like, we are all in an electronic simulation.
This could be
None
on a
of this
TV
is
show
real.
too.
Truman Show. Do you think the Truman Show is a
It could be
simulation?
kind of like the Truman Show.
Okay, you know that episode of Rick
But-
and Morty where they have, like, that own little, like, world inside, like, his car battery?
Mm-hmm.
It would be like that.
That's not a
except in
simulation.
computer.
But that's also what makes you think. It makes me think too about space. I mean, they say it's never ending, right? There has to be an ending.
Universe
So that
translates
ending
span.
could be that box, you know. I mean, but
Speaking of what you just said, Micah said something one time that kind of fucked me up. He was like,
he does that.
How do you know that we're not the most intelligent aliens?
I've thought about that. Yeah, that is spooky.
Yeah, because
we could be like the most intelligent.
I remember like I hearing somebody say something like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, like,
What about Tom DeLonge?
some
though?
aliens would show
Who?
up here.
Tom
and-
Tom DeLonge?
Mhm.
I've never heard of him.
He played in Blink-182.
Yeah,
He was one
he's
of the
like,
singers.
he's like off the deep end though.
Yes. But his company's pretty interesting. He was on a podcast
You're
talking
pretty
about
interesting.
it. Who, me?
Yeah.
I try. But anyways, it's called Into the Stars, I think. Something like that. And he says that he's going to release the proof of aliens through anime, books, and music. That's how the government is telling him to release it. Like, and that can just blow your mind.
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge.
I'd like to see
From
some of
is
this.
saying that the government is releasing information about aliens
Yeah.
from anime.
They said that they came to
movies and
him.
music,
Yeah, that the government came to him to release it.
and
It's
they
it's
specifically
crazy.
told him to do it through anime movies.
So
That's how he suggested to do it, and they said that's right because they have to ease it in. They can't just come out and say aliens are real.
They should.
I feel like that it's
I
just
feel like that's a better
if
way.
that's the case, then it's kind of like just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to know.
I just want him to come out and say it like on the news or something because I feel like that will be the only way that Chick-fil-A will be open on Sunday.
Shut the
That's a
fuck up.
I don't know, man. That's a valid point.
Hey, he's got a point.
Yeah, I
crave
mean,
it
it's always
Sundays.
Sunday when I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, I would
Every
suck
single
dick
time.
for Chick-fil-A.
Every single time.
Have they ever opened on a Sunday?
No. Andrew, do you want to get Chick-fil-A tomorrow? Is there a Chick-fil-A near Preston?
There's a Rallies. That's just as good.
I don't think you can say Rallies is just as good.
No, not.
Have you ever had a
at
French fry
all.
burger?
I feel like
It's
they're
not
very-
even the same
They
at
feel
all.
like very opposite things, though.
They are very
And-
obvious.
Rallies is
And
good.
Rally's employees will be like,
I remember
they'll
that.
aim a gun at you, but Chick-fil-A employees will jump in front of a bullet for
Have you seen that video of that guy where he was talking like
He's right.
he said, "I heard someone say a curse word in Chick-fil-A," and I just looked at him like this. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that video on Facebook?
Yeah, where
I
he's
think
talking
it's
about like
hilarious.
how you need to save that violent bullshit
Yeah.
for the streets.
Well, he said there's 3 places you don't curse. It's church, your grandma's house, and Chick-fil-A. And he says the Chick-fil-A people that work there are the closest things that you'll ever find to an angel. It's hilarious
I
because
think-
it's so
I mean,
true.
to be realistic, like you're not going to get better treatment from any fast food place.
One of you guys need to go there, get a job just for research. This is R&R, okay? Or R&D, I'm sorry. R&D. How do they train their people?
They plug their brain into
You're
it.
doing it.
I mean, seriously.
I'm-
Have you worked at Chick-fil-A?
no,
My pleasure.
I should though. I want to. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about though.
Next docu-series, maybe?
Yeah, I remember me and Nathan we thought it was funny. We were trying to talk you into it, like get a job at like a McDonald's or something,
Oh, yeah.
like 2 hours away,
Oh, yeah.
and just drive there every day for like a week and like just like tell everybody like where you live and that you drive there every day. I don't know. It sounds stupid, but it's just funny. We were
Nothing
like,
you
we get
said-
paid. We get paid here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how much we get paid? $8. That's awesome.
Back home, they only pay about a $3.50.
He drives 2 hours, 4 hours a day to work at McDonald's for like 5 hours.
That'd be hilarious.
Say
Just
that,
get like a documentary, like a.
Delph, I'm gonna tell
like
you
you
right
get
now,
paid more in your hometown,
you
but the
gave me
taxes are higher. So you're like, no, it's
context
the
with
same.
that. You're just like, it wouldn't be fun. Like, you're just like, no. I mean, like, if you need more, it'd be funny. I feel like I need to know more now.
I mean, if we haven't done it yet.
Because
in the
right
works.
now, with the information I have, that sounds dumb as fuck.
That's why it's funny.
But you could stay at a hotel, though, right? I mean, they don't need to know that.
No.
Pretend
You're
to drive. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
they-
Oh yeah. Why don't you just do it at a town that's like right next to this one and do it and say
Just
you
be like,
live
I'd like
like.
to rent a room for 2 weeks.
2 straight weeks.
I guess that would be easier.
No room service, please.
See, that's how you know I'm a truthful person because I don't even think about lying. I was thinking about actually driving 2 hours back and forth instead of just not.
That would be commitment.
Yeah.
Actually,
I feel like.
Sorry, my ears are like hot
Oh.
in these.
I forget what all is on Preston. I know it's like there's like the Taco Bell, that McDonald's, that Rallies,
Subway.
Subway.
There's a Moe's.
That's that. Yeah.
I think
In Louisiana, they have this place called Izzo's, a legal burrito.
Oh.
illegal burrito.
Yeah, and they have these, like, the felony sized burritos are like this big.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you know, like how you have the idea of Chipotle in your head, and then it's like, for me, I have this idea of Chipotle in my head, and then I get there, and it's always like slightly less good than I remember it. Chipotle times Chipotle equals Izzo's. It's so good. It hurts.
Why don't you just go there?
I did.
I remember in 29 Palms there was this restaurant called Santana's, and it was just like one of those very California like Mexican restaurants where it's not like
Very Italian.
it's not like Americanized per se. It's just very California spin-off of
More authentic?
Yeah.
Or more
It's
California-ish?
like, you know, people argue over where you can get better tacos, California, Texas, or like Arizona.
I'd say Arizona has pretty good tacos. I don't know. I've never had tacos.
The
in
tacos
California.
I've had in California are fucking nice. And I've gotten pissed drunk on like at like a pier. So like we decided to go to LA and hang out with one of my like best friends for the weekend. Me and two of my other friends.
Yeah.
And he lived in
San Andreas. Los Santos.
no.
Oh, what's the name of the street?
Grove Street.
Do you live on Grove Street?
How about Compton?
Did he live there for life? Did he
Anyways,
wear a lot of green?
Was at home.
Was his
At
name
least
CJ?
At least before he fucked everything up.
Was all he had to
He
do
lived
follow the
in-
train?
Torrance.
Did you know a guy named Big Smoke?
Anyways,
The intro?
so we go to the beach. I forget which beach it was,
Yeah.
but it was one of those fancy beaches that you see on CSI and stuff. I
Like
don't
Santa
know.
Monica.
Covered in semen.
California beaches are
With a
just so
dead body.
fucking trendy.
Beautiful Huntington Beach.
Yeah. Anyways, it was like Santa Monica or something. Anyways, I forget. I digress. It's not fucking important. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Anyway, we go into this liquor store and they all get like vodka and Gatorade. And
Oh.
and
Interesting
like,
choice.
we called it Faderade. And
Catchy.
they would put the vodka in the Gatorade and then
Oh.
like conceal the vodka bottle. And my dumbass, decides to get like a 40 ounce. So I'm walking.
Bud Ice.
I'm walking down. Like I'm walking down the beach, just drinking a 40 of OE, and this bicycle cop stops, and it's just like, "Sir, you can't just walk around drinking that. Can I see your ID?" I'm like, "Oh, here you go." And then like they keep walking, but they stop at like the side of a store or something, and are just like watching from like the other side of the crowd. And he's like, "Kentucky, eh?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They let you just walk around beaches drinking 40s in Kentucky?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Beaches.
I mean, like, we don't have beaches, but I mean, everyone pretty much just drinks where there's water. That we just drink and stuff. He's like, "All right, well, you can take a couple more sips of it, but I'm gonna need you to throw it out." So I walk. So he gives me back my ID. Poor judgment call on his part. I put my wallet back in my pocket. I'm like moseying on over to the trash can. I like open the trash can, and I just turn that thing upside down. I chug half a fucking 40 in like 10 seconds.
You'll
and
feel that.
The cop's like, sir. I'm like, "Thank you," and I just quickly like scurry off into the crowd.
He's throwing up as you're running away.
I remember like me and my friends
With their
walking,
hands
and they're just like laughing their asses off at the fact that they saw the cop try and stop me from drinking the 40. And I'm like, yeah, guys, that was pretty fucking so good. He's like, oh, dude, are you okay? I'm like, you're okay. Fuck you. You don't know me. And I remember just like kind of blacking out because I had already drank before this a little, like a tad.
A little bit pre-gaming.
I was really feeling it. And they're just like, let's go get you some tacos. And we go to this taco truck. Best tacos I ever fucking had.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember,
Taco trucks are like, everybody knocks them, but it's really like restaurant taco truck.
if you want good taco, especially like authentic tacos,
Go to a taco truck with a misspelled sign
yeah,
most
or
of the time.
where the menu's in,
It's
if the menu's in Spanish.
It's
It's gonna be fire.
it's what? It's Mexican food, Dylan.
It's not
It
Spanish.
can only be in Spanish.
That's racist.
So they can't.
It only exists in Spanish because it's only Spanish. It's like,
Oh wow, I'm offended.
So you're gonna tell me right now that if we go to Taco Bell,
America's number
Don't-
one. Mexican.
don't-
It was voted.
their
Number-
menu.
that's not Mexican. That's like,
It was voted number one Mexican restaurant.
Taco Bell is to Mexican food what Crocs are to shoes.
Okay.
No, Crocs
So
are-
right now you're telling me, like, yeah, I get it. Burrito is a Spanish word. But there are more words
There are more words than burrito.
than
Yes.
burrito on a fucking menu. I'm telling you right now, if, like,
In a taco truck?
Maybe they
If you
didn't-
go to an American, like an American, like normal food truck, and it's like hamburger, hot dog, whatever, it just says that. It's not like a restaurant menu. It doesn't say like hot dog, procured from the
but there
mountains
are
of
different. No, but I mean, like,
Appalachia.
there are different details.
topped with sauteed.
added
with
to it.
sauteed salt.
It's just like add so and so, and it will cost this much. With this comes with this.
At the bottom, it'll just say like huevos, $2.75. It's a truck. You're like, you're acting like it has some kind of like they have a calligraphist.
No, like
You're
they
getting-
have a fancy menu
You can't
that
call
they
them
put
roach
time and
coaches.
effort into
It's usually just a chalkboard.
and put up
Yeah,
onto the
that's what I'm
side.
saying. It's just like a chalkboard, and he's like, I've read books.
You've made
About taco truck menus.
You're making a fuck ton of generalizations right now.
That's okay.
I think they're called roach coaches.
That's what we call the fucking like. There's like this truck that would drive around the base, 29 Palms.
It's not a bad term for it. It's just
We called it the Roach Coach. 'cause
Roach
it would-
coats.
call 'em.
It sounds
It
like
would sell-
something that I wish that I called something else.
It would sell
Like,
pretty much like chips, energy drinks, gas station food. Like,
oh yeah.
Like just like preheated like hot dogs and like hamburgers, but like real shitty ones.
Put the menu.
Like
is-
like a school lunch, but
Vast.
just all the non-healthy things.
If you called like
but
a,
it's vast though.
They'd
You
sell,
can,
like-
you can get freaking pasta on that thing.
They'd sell like
They got
cigarettes and dip, and it would show up. We would be like waiting for the trucks to pick us up and take us to the field, like on a training like op. And we'd just be sitting there, and it would just show up, and it would just be like, yeah, you want some cigarettes?
It's like an adult ice cream truck.
$10.
Kind of.
You want a can of dip? $8.
Yeah.
You want 2 monsters? $12.
What else are you gonna get it?
and
You're
Doesn't
thirsty, huh?
what
Parched.
energy drink? Isn't there an energy drink that gives like to? Isn't it Red Bull gives it to veterans?
Rip it.
Oh, rip it. Oh yeah, I saw like an article about how like all veterans, everybody I know that's a veteran drinks Rip It.
Bro, when we were in Iraq, boom, dug up a Rip It. And I just want you to know that the last time Americans were where we were in Iraq was like 12 years ago before we were there.
It was in the sand or something.
It was buried, like half buried in dirt.
Wow.
Boom, dug it up, cleaned it off, and drank it.
Oh, it wasn't opened?
No.
Oh.
I saw this
That's
video.
amazing.
did it taste different?
No, it was still really good. We also found like an abandoned like trailer that had like 10, 30 packs of Dr. Pepper.
That is hardcore. to
Like
find a
2003.
You should have just
Rip It. You should have made a commercial.
not
out of
drank
that.
those. I don't think they're good after that.
They were.
I'm sure in the desert they were good, but
I mean, at one point, all I had was water and MRE coffee, and
oh yeah,
I would have literally sucked dick for anything else. And you know what? I didn't have to because we had Dr. Pepper that was like 13 years old.
I saw
He's got you there.
a video on Facebook of a guy. It was like one of the old. It was members of a whatever. He used to stay in the same dorms
The
as
Wu-Tang Clan.
college kids. And he just showed this guy punching the wall, and he pulls out a beer and he gives it to some guy and he shotguns it. He's just like covered in drywall. I don't know. That's what that
That's
story reminded me
fascinating.
of.
I feel like I've seen that.
Did he know that the beer was there?
Yeah, they were like all in the hallway, and like they're just like a fine looking wall, fine good piece of wall.
A perfect good wall.
He just started punching it. He
Real
looked,
good wow.
he looked like. Did you ever see the episode of Workaholics where Stan Halen, like the guy who lied about being in the fraternity, he was like 30-something years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like that, and he was just punching the wall and pulled out a beer. It was like a Michelob Ultra. But I think we should close on a note where it's somewhat like what we started with, talking about you. Because I feel like we got way. I mean, it's a good thing that we got off track, but
Oh
Chad,
yeah.
you're perfectly capable.
I would like to
of
close
stop.
where we started.
We
Oh
got
no,
it, man.
I love it.
Just
I love you.
remind people of who you are and stuff.
Well, thanks. I
If
appreciate
you
it.
want to do some
My name is Chad.
shameless plugs right now, by all means.
My name
do
is
some
Chad. I'm real
shameless
good
plugs.
with camera, video camera. I take pictures of you.
His name's Chad, but you can call him Chad.
You can call me Chad. Whatever you want to call me. It doesn't matter.
It's Mr. Chad without the Mr.
Chad made it.
Chad
Shot it.
shot it.
Chad
Yeah.
made it.
You should go hunting.
Chad.
Maybe.
Well, you should try to get like
I
the
might go
most.
with a camo theme.
Make it the most. I
Chad
don't know the
Will
word
made
for
it.
it.
If you went to court for murder, they would be like,
Hashtag
Chad
Chad shot it.
whose gun is this? Chad shot
Just
it.
change your last name to like SHODDIT.
Shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, see? Dang it.
You
You
should-
should branded so many things. Out.
Whenever
I
it's
realize how
I made so
much
many
that-
I've made so many mistakes.
how much like paperwork you would have to like fix if you got your last name legally changed. You have to call your bank. You have to call your insurance.
I'd have to
company,
re-tattoo my back.
and that would always be awkward.
Yeah. I don't think I can change. Yeah, I can't.
That's the one thing. Everything else fine, but the tattoo, just get it crossed out in tattoo.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what I
I'll
would do
get
if I
it.
ever got a
be pretty funny.
tattoo covered up.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that.
But do you have anything that you are willing to tell us about that you got coming, or just I don't know, maybe like your favorite project that you've done so far?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many projects that I've done. Like, I don't think people realize, but I mean, I probably release 12 to 15 projects a week. I mean, I
you're
release
like
a lot.
ouch here, fucking wildin'.
Yeah, a lot of projects. I mean, every weekend is a wedding. I mean, I've got multiple projects going on every day. A lot of it's, corporate stuff, but the fun I mean, it's fun. Everything that I do is fun, and everything that I do is it's a blessing, but it's also a curse because I never want to stop. Like, I'm never satisfied with what I'm doing, but I mean, to think of a favorite
Sounds like
project.
Drive.
Good, yeah, kind of. Megan would say otherwise, though. I'd say my favorite project, though, it's the Hannah and Madeline project that I did. It's a wedding video, and it's just it's unique because I was never professionally trained to do this, right? I was never instructed or had a mentor or anything like that. Everything that I've done from this point has been just from my brain. Like, I just see something that looks cool and I say, okay, let me put my spin on it. And that project is so unique because it's a lesbian couple.
Mm-hmm.
So that's unique in itself. I think it adds just a little different kind of a flavor onto a wedding video because it's not your typical wedding video, right? It's not the bride and the groom getting ready. It's a totally separate thing. So
Right.
in my mind, the best way to showcase that is to make it an intimate video, right? Like, make it very, very intimate for them to have because it's their big day and it's a privilege for them to be able
Get that love.
yeah, for them to be able to do that, right? I mean, that's a new thing. But that project is just so different. If you look at all of my projects, you'll notice, there's a weird way that I film. I like to move with the subject, but I also like the rhythm is just like, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be balls on every single time. If it's not, then I'm ripping my hair out, or I'll fix it before it's released or something like that. But I don't know. That's a project that I think showcases everything that I can do, minus the drone. The drone stuff wasn't in there, but it was also like 40-mile-an-hour winds that day.
Oh yeah.
But it was.
I feel like recording with a drone would be like so hard to do.
It's not though. I mean, because you got to think about it. It's a first-person view video game in your hand. Because, well, yeah, you probably the setup that I have, at least, I use my phone as my screen, and I'm literally watching as I film, just like I'm playing a video game or something. So I'm recording it as I go, and I use these, awkward movements with my fingers that create this it's kind of like, not really a parallax shot, but it's like it's a moving with the shot kind of thing, right? So it's just a different perspective. It's not a linear shot where it's just like straight or up and down.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's there's actual movement. It's a spherical. There's a lot of movement in it. It's like I said, I'm self-taught with everything, so I don't know terminology of really what I'm talking about, what they're specifically called, but I can do it better than anyone. I can promise you that.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
Would you say that your business right now is like your like
my
well
life?
do you have like a passion project that is like something that's totally like just on your own, you want to like you have started working on?
I do. I have one project that I'm gonna start on really, really soon, and it's gonna take 9 months to film, but it's actually gonna be a pregnancy from start to finish. So it's gonna be with a mom, and it's gonna do. I've already got the couple picked out. Right, they just found out they're pregnant, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna film the gender reveal, the delivery, and then we're gonna interview right up until like probably a week or two before delivery date. We'll do like an interview style to just kind of lay it over, and really talk about what it feels like, to create life, like get in a real deep level, and then it's something that you can show your child when they get older and say, this is the path that I went on for that amount of time.
Damn.
So that's gonna be a fun project. But I also have another documentary that I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to film. I haven't even really. I've got some of the basics down, but remember when they had a whole lot of like cops like accusing where it was cop brutality and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So what I really want to do is, a lot of people say, tell the cops, to stop, punching us, stop dragging us out of cars, stop singling us out and stuff like that. I want to ask the question, why do you do what you do, right? So I want to ask it from someone that's in a cop perspective, and then a gangster perspective, or just like someone that's on the streets. Like, why do you commit crimes? Why do you steal stuff? Why do you sell drugs? Why do you do all of that, right?
I seen something that was kind of like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. It was like a sit down though. So
that's how I want to film it.
You have like 3 felons and then like 2 police officers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was called, but it was.
They were together.
Yeah. It's
I don't want them together. I want to do it separately. But I see what you're saying.
Because if they're not,
I think it's
I really enjoy the concept.
It's interesting because I think the reason that everyone does things is because, look, man, I'm just trying to do my job. I'm just trying to feed my family at home. I got this to take care of, and whether I do it legally or illegally, my family is all that matters, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of puts into perspective what a lot of people do every single day. I mean, I know why I do what I do now, right? At first, it was for materialistic, stupid things, or notoriety, or fame, or whatever. But it's 100% just for my family.
Yeah.
I would die for them over and over and over again, and I typically do every night. And I only sleep for 3 hours and get up and do it all over again. But I love it,
You'll start to realize real quick, like, if you try to do something that you're good at for another person, then you're not gonna like it anymore.
Nope.
That's one of my biggest fears is like you stop, like they say do what you love, but at some point you got to think that it can become like what you love is your job and you're forced to do it. So where does the love go?
You just gotta keep doing it your way.
Unless you do it a way that makes you happy the entire time.
I think an interesting spin on that. Pardon me, I burped. Interesting spin on that. Yes. So, a little bit of backstory. Just treading back a little bit. Last year in May, I was working a full-time job, and I was in Las Vegas for about 4 weeks. And I had to stay there for work, right? It was just a convention. I was there for a long time. It was really hard on my family here, and it was hard on me there because I was so far away. I couldn't just drive home, that was a long ways away. So I just had to deal with it because that was my job, and, I had to pay the mortgage the next month. So I gave everything I had to that job because I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just, pile up on a IRA or whatever retirement fund I can get in, and come on, 62 or whatever it is. And you put your heart and soul into someone like that, and then a couple months later they come to you and they say, it's just not working out. It's not working out. We appreciate what you've done, but it's just not working out. And I'm just completely boggled of what is going on, and it doesn't feel real. It's kind of like that feeling of euphoria, where it's like, I know I'm terrified of the unknown because I don't know how I'm going to pay the mortgage next month, but I also just want to cry really hard and say, please don't let me go, And I went home and I cried, and then I went to my dad's house and I cried, and then I cried for 2 additional days, and Megan did point and laugh at me, which is fine. But she was there for me, to support me through that. That was a very challenging time. And all I did was just go out on my swing outside, right? I just sat there and I thought, and I said, man, I got to figure something out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I made $400 last month taking pictures, but can that really work? So I was just starting to create this idea. And I went to a job interview a week later, and they gave me a job offer. It was great. I had to move out to Austin and be a representative in that area. Super comfy job, nice paychecks and stuff like that. But I had support, and I'm lucky to say this, from my mom and my dad and Megan and everything, to pursue what I really wanted to. And we did not have a lot of money, right, to live on or to make a mistake or back down or anything like that. So she fully trusted in me. I was terrified because I knew I didn't have the equipment that I wanted, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But I had to try. So I did. And every single month, even to this day, every single month, business has grown 200-300%. I mean, it's exploding. Like, it went from real estate, and then when real estate died, I said, crap, I got to survive winter, right? So that's when I got into dealerships, and then I started getting into weddings, pushing those really hard, and one thing led to another, and I've got 3 guys that work for me now. So it's just crazy how an idea can just explode. But like I said in the beginning, people, I think I said this before we actually started, people see the success, they see the money, they see the progress, they see all of the good things that come from succeeding in their eyes, right? But what they don't see is what happens every single day, every single night. The hustle, the grind, the stress, the sweat, the tears, everything, man. And at some point, you just got to break down,
Yeah.
And, I've had my breaking points and many more to come, but I'm happy with where I am. And I'm very honored to be able to do what I do, even if it's just filming or just photography, right? It's giving someone confidence, right? Like, I can give an artist a video that I did for him, and they say, wow, this looks really good. I said, but you made that good, right? Like, you made that good. I didn't do that, right? You did that. So when I'm able to deliver that, when I'm able to deliver that to a real estate agent that just started and say, this is you, like, you created this, I think that's more rewarding than a paycheck, honestly.
Yeah.
I need money, though. Not free work. But, I think that's a reward in itself, because
Baby, and experience and also money.
Yeah. Well, experience and confidence, and then they just grow into a raging SoundCloud rapper that becomes Tekashi 6ix9ine, or they become the greatest real estate agent in the world, or whatever their profession is that I'm working with them at. There's a lot more that goes to it than just filming a project and delivering it.
Yeah.
That's why when you ask me like how many hats do I wear, it's like, well, I mean, I'm a videographer, I'm a photographer, I'm a counselor, I'm a marketing person, I'm an accountant, an administrative assistant to myself, right? Like, it's crazy how much stuff that goes into it, but I'm happy with where it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you would never want to do that under somebody else's name, but since it's you feel like you got to prove yourself.
Yeah. I wrote a song. It's really different, and I rapped in it, and I did show everyone here before the podcast the song. I'll put it in a description wherever this podcast goes.
Yeah.
Definitely make fun of me. It's totally fine.
I
But
would never.
yeah, there's a lot of backstory to it, right? Like, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that tells a lot of the story too. But I'm just thankful, really.
Yeah.
That's really.
Well, it is November.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't. God, don't. I can't go through another month of this. I can't.
That whole thing made me want to cry. That was like a really good story.
I always tell.
It was like
myself,
listening to Joey Diaz talk about a murder that happened 20 years ago.
Joey Diaz is great, so I take that as a compliment.
No, it's like I could go to sleep to that guy talking about, like, he's like, oh, this guy Joey Vitoni got stabbed in the neck by this other guy. And, like,
did a lot of drugs though.
and like his voice for some reason is so soothing, even when he's talking about something crazy, that like it's how do you
Soothing.
no
Satisfying.
captivating. It was like captivating. The story was captivating.
Your
Kind of like the
story was
guy on
captivating.
it's kind of like the guy on Planet, like what's that show called? Planet
Earth.
Yeah, Planet Earth. Yeah, he's captivating when he talks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy stuff, man. I've been through stuff. I've been so broke, like $600 a month broke, to where I am now is just like, it's not a concern. My concern is to do as many projects, help as many people as I can, meet as many people as I can, be on podcasts like this, because you guys are just doing a fantastic job, and I think it's great to go out of your comfort zone and just try something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
it helps you grow.
yeah, do the craziest, weirdest stuff that
I
you've
think
ever done.
what for me this whole experience has offered is just like an experience in something new. Sorry, an experience in something new, and like at first it was kind of weird. I don't know, like, how you guys felt about the first episode before, like, you realized how the monologue or the conversation works, but like it was cool to be able to take that step and do something that I've always like wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning I felt like it was really awkward to be having a one-sided conversation in essence. I mean, I guess it's not really because I'm talking to both of them, but it's still like other people watching you have a conversation.
Sometimes I forget that we're actually recording this.
Yeah.
Like when I like take my headphones off and sit back, I'm like, oh shit, like we're actually doing something right now.
It was very uncomfortable at first.
And then you like,
Yeah, I've never done this before. Dude, when I went into a booth to record my voice,
Oh my gosh, it sucks.
thought
mad
it's,
respect
it's
to
stressful.
artists. Yeah, that was the most uncomfortable thing I've
You,
ever
like,
done.
You're like
Cuss yourself
unusually like aware of your voice.
Yeah.
And just,
But it's so hard to stay on beat when you're in a studio. I don't know why. It's crazy.
the very first time I ever rapped, man, I was like, I couldn't hear myself. Like, here we have this feedback, so you can hear my voice as I'm saying it, but if you don't have feedbacking, you can just hear the instrumental, because I didn't know about the one headphone thing. I was just like, I would take it off, and no matter what it was, whenever I played it back, I was like, I am the weirdest sounding person on earth. No human sounds like that.
I think the only reason
ashamed.
you should not like your voice is if it sounds like somebody else's.
If you're Russ,
It's true.
If you're Russ.
Why does everybody hate Russ?
Well, I don't
That
think
man is self-made.
they don't do it they don't hate him anymore. It's Vic Mensa now, but
Yeah, that's
everybody
what I
did
said.
hate him because he was so outspoken about like doing everything himself.
it's good that he's
They should-
self-made, but like
He would
he
brag
feels
too
like
much.
he is better
I
than
think he has
is.
every right to, though, right?
I know, but Big Crit doesn't do that, and his music is way better. And he produces his own
Does my
stuff.
voice sound
That's
weird,
true.
guys?
Does it sound like?
Is my voice weird?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
captivating.
No.
Oh my, Chad, stop.
So I have this group online. Real sidebar. We play Fortnite quite a bit. 40. A little bit of 40. Yeah. Fortnite. And I get on there, and every time I get in the group, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's Bayleaf. You're so nice, man. How are you?" And they kind of that just gave me a flashback to when I talked to him, because I want to make sure whoever I talk to every day, I sound like an inspirational speaker, but I want them to know that they matter in life and that I respect them and I love them. Like, I want to tell you that every time I
I'm
see
gonna
someone.
start tearing up.
You sound like the complete opposite of me on Xbox Live.
Oh yeah, that's so right. Yeah. Because I was young. Yeah, I was that kid. But I don't know. I feel like people don't hear that enough.
You're
Yeah.
such a great dude.
You're right.
I'm not. I've made so many mistakes.
You're a great dude.
I'm kind of a douche sometimes.
Nah,
Trust me,
you're a great dude.
I'm kind of making up for all the mistakes I've made. I guess.
Yeah.
Trying to.
So if he's ever wronged you, he will shoot your SoundCloud music video.
Yep. For a minimal fee. Not really.
Yeah.
You get the "I was mean to you once" discount.
Yeah.
5% off. But I think that was really good. I think that we should end it here, though. Sorry to disappoint everybody. I need to find like a smoother way to end it.
Bye.
Okay.